Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Minute, where real estate investing is demystified 5 minutes at a time.
I'm Judson Voss.
And I'm Allison MacArthur.
And today, as you can see, we've got a brand new studio. We're very excited because we get to sit on our, I was going to say asses, but I'll say something more appropriate. No, yeah. But we're slowly getting to the studio, and we made some moves here, and got a new studio, but we don't have everything in yet, so you got a blank wall and us, but that's pretty entertaining all on its own.
We're the most important part.
That's right.
So that's all you need to worry about.
We'll flip a coin on which one out of the two of us is more important then.
Okay. Looks wise, we know which one.
Yes. I'm sorry for you. It's okay. It's all right.
I was talking about you.
I know you were.
Yeah, I was.
I know you were. But we decided with the change here in venue that we've also going to change the show up. I know a lot of folks enjoyed the old audio podcast where we sort of chit-chatted back and forth and talked a little more in depth about stuff. I think we give about the same information in the 5-minute bit that we were given before in 35, 40 minutes, but you guys want us to drag it out, so we'll drag it out. Unfortunately, places like YouTube and Vidler and all those other sites only allow 10 minutes of video.
Right.
So you're going to get 10 minutes of video here, and then you're going to have to go to thereiminute.com. It's right there on the screen, and check out the rest of the story.
Right.
As Paul, I almost said Paul Schaefer.
I have no idea.
Paul's last name. Somebody emailed me and tell me his last name since I had a brain fart.
Yeah. I have no idea who it is, so I can't help you out.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
He's wears a bow tie and thick glasses, and I can't think of him. My dad will send me an email because he knows him, and he'll tell me who it is.
Okay.
But you can get the rest of the story there too, and then also on the regular audio podcast feed type of thing, you'll just get the audio, no video. I guess I can probably mail you an 8x10 glossy of me or something to look at. Signed, sure. While you were listening, so you got something as like a point of reference type of thing. How's that sound?
I think they're excited. They're ready to go.
What are we talking about today?
Today, lots of investors are always asking, should I get my real estate license or not? Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of getting your real estate license.
That's right.
So,
and let me set it up real quick, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Allison's going to talk about the pros, and I'm going to talk about the cons. And just so you know, that doesn't really mean anything. I know you hear me complain about realtors all the time.
Yeah,
most of it comes from my experience with you and not really other realtors. But just kidding.
But if you remember, he was talking bad about them before I came along.
That's true.
We know that's not true.
But that doesn't mean either of us feel one way or the other. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about it when we get to the end. There's lots of different reasons why you should get a license and why you shouldn't. Right. And I think in the end, it's going to depend sort of on the person and what you want to get out of it. So we're not like being adversarial here about this. It's just covering all the points.
Right. So start off with the pros, because that's the good part. If you get your real estate license, you have access to the MLS. Mm-hmm. So the good thing about that is the fact that there's active listings on there. So if you want to look at properties that are on the market, there's pending, which are under contract. But to me, one of the most important is the fact that that's where I look to find sold homes. Whenever I'm doing like a CMA or something like that, a lot of times I look on the MLS and, I can find a lot of comparables that way. So that's probably one of my biggest things with the MLS.
And you don't have to pay to list your properties either.
Right.
You don't have to find somebody else to do it.
Right. So you can't
Though I'm sure after you get to page 35 of the MLS listing, you're wishing you were paying somebody else to do it.
That's true. Yeah. Those things are not fun filling out. There's literally like 4 pages.
Yeah,
I mean, everything's there.
A lot of little check boxes.
Right. Yeah, everything's there, but you still have to put everything in there. So
I'm going to be unprofessional and drink while I'm doing this.
Okay.
It's soda.
No big deal. That's what he says he's in there. But also, you are going to get a commission on the houses that you're selling, and then you're also going to get a commission on the houses that you're buying. So you'll actually get you'll get a commission on both sides of that. So obviously, no one's going to complain about that. No. You're also going to have control of the deal because, as you know, all the real estate agents are always kept in the loop about what's going on with the deal, whether it's something good or whether it's something bad. Right. So you're always going to know what's going on firsthand instead of having to go through a realtor. Now, if you have a good realtor, they'll keep you in the loop, but still, you'll
find
more of it.
Like with mortgage brokers, say you're the seller of the property.
Right.
the mortgage broker for the buyer, usually you can't call them up and say, hey, what's going on with this?
Right.
And even though they aren't supposed to tell you what's going on, so they're not doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, my experience is they also aren't supposed to tell you, tell the buyer's agents about it either.
Right.
It should only go to the seller's agent. Personal experience is
right.
when a seller's agent calls up and asks, the mortgage broker tells them stuff.
Exactly.
More so than with the seller.
Exactly.
Even though they shouldn't do either one of them.
But they're more prone to talking to an agent about it, or telling an agent about it.
Instead of getting it secondhand from the buyer's agent, who's going to candy coat it.
Of course.
Say, oh yeah, everything's great. Even though she's in the background, scrambling to find another mortgage broker that can qualify somebody with a 225 credit score.
Right, it's going in the
everything's
drain
going great
as they speak.
Yeah,
right. So that's true. Also, listing agents on REO properties, they're going to like you. That's basically because they normally work with the buyer's agent. Mm-hmm. So you can elaborate on that a little. Okay. You're explaining that a little bit better than I can.
Well, say you're a broker and you're licensed and everything. In most cases, like on an REO property, the person that's listing the property for the bank is going to put it out there. A buyer's agent is going to come along with a buyer, and the buyer's agent is going to make an offer on the property. The buyer's agent is going to probably let the inspector in or anybody that needs to come in and take a look at the property. The buyer's agent usually does that because it's on a lockbox and they're a broker.
Fun part.
Yeah, that's right. That's the fun part of the job, going chasing back over to the house 42 times.
Right.
And so they do all the paperwork and do all the chasing around. But for doing all that paperwork and chasing around, they get half the commission. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're a broker yourself and you want to buy the property, the REO property, well, you can go in and write up the paperwork yourself. Hate to have to, but you can.
Right.
You can run. Yeah, you can run around and chase around, go with the inspector and all that kind of stuff to get out to the property. And then because you are the broker, you have complete right, as long as you work the deal and you're making money on it, to say, you know what, I don't want the commission.
Right.
So the seller's agent, I'm going to give you 100% of the commission and do 0% of the work.
Right.
Well, next time it comes to when they get a new property that's a good deal from a bank, they're going to go to that individual investor they know first, or are they going to go to the broker?
Are they going to go?
I mean, which one are they going to go to? They're going to go to the broker because they're getting twice as much money and no work. So that's the reason REO agents really like you.
He explains it much better than I do. Also, you can list and control short sales. So, for example, if you're doing direct mail and there's a potential short sale in there, that the bank's going to want that house listed. So the good thing is, if you're an agent, then you don't have to go and find a realtor. You can actually list it yourself.
So, and people always ask me, hey, what happens if we go and list that property with the broker and we're working the short sale, and somebody comes along and actually buys it for more than I was.
What
offering.
You were right.
Okay, well,
what you were going to do?
That's right. There's a couple things that happens. First of all, you lose out on the deal. As an investor, you're pretty much done, though. You don't get anything out of it. As the broker, you're still guaranteed a commission. And I'll let you know a little secret here. Closer. I don't have.
Too bad we don't.
I don't have the Zoom out. I do have the remote for the Zoom somewhere.
I was going to say, too bad there's nobody back there that could do that.
I got the remote over there somewhere. I should put it on. Anyways,
just pretend.
I'm going to tell you a secret. Banks, when they're selling properties through short sales, before they accept your offer, you would be surprised how many times somebody else comes along and says, I'll offer a little bit more or a little different or something like that. And even though they've got an agreement with you, they say, okay, we'll sell it to you instead.
Right.
Well, the great news is, as the broker, no matter how they try to end around you, you're getting your commission. If you don't, that's a real easy lawsuit to win against the bank because you've got a written contract for the commission.
Right. So they don't have a choice but to give it to you.
Right. Exactly.
Whether they like it or not.
And banks,
and they won't feel bad if they don't give it to you either. Believe me.
No, they really don't.
Whoops. Looks like our 10 minutes of fame's up.
So if you want to see the rest of the video and you can't watch on Google and all those other places, make sure you go to the reiminute.com and watch the video there. You get to see more and more of our pretty smiling faces.
That's right. Don't miss out.